Good afternoon, everyone. The Digital Pilipinas Festival Year 2 is fast approaching, and we are excited to kickstart the Digital Pilipinas Festival and Philippine Insuretech Festival today. This program is organized by the Philippine Life Insurance Association, Philippine Insurers and Reinsurers Association, and Philippine Insuretech and Healthtech Association Incorporated in partnership with Digital Pilipinas. Insurtech is playing a critical role in the transformation of the insurance industry. Insurtech companies are using technology to address the challenges of traditional insurance, expand the reach of insurance, and drive innovation. As Insurtech continues to grow, it is likely to have an even greater impact on the insurance industry and the financial sector as a whole. Today, we will hear from some of the major players and leaders in the insurtech industry of the Philippines. To kick off the event, let us start by watching the Digital Pilipinas video.
In 2022, we marked the beginning of a new digital revolution. We culminated in the gathering of more than 180 thought leaders with members of the private sector, national line agencies, local government units, technologists, and academics all united under the common goal of identifying opportunities to strengthen cross-border partnerships and interoperability of innovation ecosystems. Projected to reach $1 trillion by 2030, the ASEAN digital economy is taking center stage, fueled by a young and tech-savvy population, a growing middle class, and rapidly expanding digital infrastructure. Driven by its 8-point economic growth drivers, ASEAN member nations are committed in further developing a digital economy that is inclusive and sustainable. This November, Digital Pilipinas brings you World Meet ASEAN, the Philippines as a digital bridgeway to ASEAN and to the world, a coming together of frontier technologies backed by the top industry disruptors in the region. We will highlight on these key pillars this year on top of our existing industries: sustainability and climate change, sustainable infrastructure and supply chain, innovative and sustainable financing, and creative digital economies. Digital Pilipinas will continue the conversation on these 12 key industries. The synergy and collaboration between multiple key figures such as country and government partners, private sector market leaders, and tech disruptors combine to make Digital Pilipinas Festival the holistic hub for ASEAN innovation and investments. Through collaborative initiatives that drive progress and national innovation, we have teamed up with various national line agencies to grow the number of government partnerships that help ensure that Digital Pilipinas is always on the right side of regulation, innovation, and complete digital transformation. This allows the Digital Pilipinas movement to scale and go cross-border, creating synergies recognized by the most countries, trade missions, embassies, and organizations. We have forged a number of country partnerships and continue to evangelize ASEAN's thriving innovation ecosystem in Europe, exploring new partnerships with the Africa FinTech Network, and talked digital economies at the BRICS Innovation Forum. And we continue to build on the Digital Pilipinas concept across multiple markets, increasing the impact and effect that we have each time. This year, we are hosting the largest Twin Digital Economies Festival through the Digital Pilipinas Festival, Philippine FinTech Festival event happening on November 21st to 24th, 2023. It is a week-long interaction and celebration of unstoppable innovation and technological development with today's leading brands, government regulators, country partners, local government units, private and public sector, technologists, startup ecosystems of investors, innovators, and founders championing the first 12 critical industries. And there's one more thing. We're bringing in 3 more industries to the spotlight: creative economy, TrustTech, and SysTech. The upcoming festival will bring highly exclusive global enrichment opportunities in a number of ways. It will be the venue for the ASEAN Digital Economy Summit, where the shift of digital power to the digital economies of ASEAN will be put into focus. The Global Investment Forum, where capital meets opportunity in ASEAN. The most internationally recognized certification program by the Global FinTech Institute, where attendees from all over the world can build their digital footprint and unlock credit for their ventures. And Founders Breakfast Roundtables, where anyone can meet, connect, listen to, and learn from tech founders in a private business reception together with market leaders, investors, regulators, and startups. It will also be the venue for GFI certified C-suite masterclasses on frontier tech, international partnership programs, the launch of new tech summits, groundbreaking research, career expos, pitch fests, hackathons, and awards ceremonies. Register today and be at the forefront of discussions in the new digital economy and form exciting collaborations. This is the Digital Pilipinas Festival 2023.
Once again, good afternoon, everyone. The Digital Pilipinas Festival Year 2 is fast approaching, and we are excited to kickstart the Digital Pilipinas Festival and Philippine Insuretech Festival today. This program is organized by the Philippine Life Insurance Association, Philippine Insurers and Reinsurers Association, and the Philippine Insuretech and HealthTech Association Incorporated in partnership with Digital Pilipinas. Insuretech is playing a critical role in the transformation of the insurance industry. Insuretech companies are using technology to address the challenges of traditional insurance, expand the reach of insurance, and drive innovation. As Insuretech continues to grow, it is likely to have an even greater impact on the insurance industry and the financial sector as a whole. Today, we will hear from some of the major players and leaders in the Insuretech industry of the Philippines. To start our event, let us hear from Amor Maclang, who serves as the convener of Digital Pilipinas Festival, co-chair of Philippine Insuretech Festival, co-founder of Philippine Insuretech and HealthTech Association Incorporated, and the co-founder of Geyser Maclang.
Hi guys, but for some reason I can't turn on the video. I think it's because I have a face that's meant for radio. I hope that's not what the organizers are saying, but I can't turn on the video. It says you cannot start your video because the host has disabled it. Hi Rico and hi Mitch. I think they're saying that I have the voice for TV, face for radio.
And more. Good afternoon.
Yeah, same here. You can start your video.
We cannot start our videos, Kirsten and Sunny. Yes, how will we start? Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. And before we get started, even Steve Jobs had a moment of a blue screen. So I think we're just coming to form in terms of the... we still cannot start the video, guys, because it says that the host has disabled it. Thank you.
So it will be a radio show, if that would be the case.
It will be a radio show. I think it will be a podcast, right? But allow me to get started. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. But more importantly, before we get started on our presentation, which will run in a bit, is it fielded in, Kirsten?
Yes, some more about the video. We're fixing it. Thank you.
But can we please run the presentation? Thank you. Wonderful. Thank you so much. So my name is Amor Maclang. I am the lead convener of Digital Pilipinas, And I'm here this afternoon to share with you a milestone that is probably 3 years in the making. I remember very succinctly, that was Feb 28, 2020. George, Rico, Mitch, and I, and many of the players in the insurance industry gathered in the next tower. And that was one of the biggest mixers. That was one of the biggest mixers that we have done. Sorry, Kirsten, it's still not turning on. So Feb 28, 2020 was one of the biggest mixers that we have done, not just as Digital Pilipinas, but more importantly, in behalf of the insurance sector. And I remember quite succinctly what I said at that time to George and Mitch. I haven't met Rico at that time. That we have so much to learn in the fintech and banking industry from the insurance industry. And you know what happened 15 days after? 16 days specifically, it was the shutdown. Now, that was March 16. But we promised each other leading up to that festival that we were going to champion and help PLIA and PIRA on the digitalization of the insurance industry together, working with you. And 3 years after the pandemic, last Feb 28, 2023, we had a small kickoff launch together with the members of PLIA, PIRA, and NATRE. And this, for us, started our commitment to the industry on why and how easy it is for the industry to digitalize. Now, I wanted to just tell you a little bit about to share a little bit about Digital Pilipinas. So Digital Pilipinas is an ASEAN ecosystem builder that's based in the Philippines, all with an end goal of championing private public sector collaboration, the digitalization of various industries, and making sure that the Philippines is plugged in to a bigger ecosystem. So in this slide, it shows you our work streams in the Philippines and also with the rest of ASEAN. And this year, since 2019, we have actually been championing the recognition of the Philippines across, we have been championing the recognition of the Philippines all across ASEAN and the world. Some of the highlights have been leading a group of technologists in 10 Downing to meet the Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, partnerships and delegations to Switzerland, to Hungary, to Israel, and very recently we also had a partnership agreement with both BRICS, the BRICS region, and also at the same time Africa. But really, a lot of this is a love letter of us as both nationalists, insurance champions, and technologists to the Philippines. Because today, our objective is to present the Philippines as a digital bridgeway to the world. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Next slide. So we are now the largest private sector-led movement in the Philippines, not because of us, but because of all the companies that have actually come to support the efforts, not just of the Philippines, but of the government. And we have never had a better time to do it because our Chief Digital Transformation Officer, Kirsten, we have that slide, is none other than the President of the Philippines. So we are very, very lucky that the Philippines has actually mandated, the President has actually mandated the digitalization across multiple industries. And in this photo last June, We were so humbled to have been included as part of the private sector representatives who are helping the government in this thrust. Now, next slide. Let's go to the program, the 12 industries, where we not only hope to embed fintech, but more importantly, where we hope to embed risk management and insurance. So let me tell you a little bit about our objective. When we started close to 10 years ago, our objective was really to champion the digitalization of various industries in the Philippines, all with an end goal of being able to embed digital technologies, payments, and lending across each. Because transport requires payments, smart cities require payments, wealth management requires payments. But in behalf of the insurance industry, what we would like to do together with PLIA and PIRA is actually embed risk mitigation and risk management, which is something that PIRA and Mitch have been so big about. And I'm inspired and want to take it on and carry it on. How do we embed, for example, insurance in life stages from travel to driving to even the protection of your gadget or when you buy items online? What we do is we take the 12 industries, organize the market leaders into a sector, connect them with the best technologies from all over the world, create a pilot, engage in thought leadership, and then run. And that is what we're so excited to share with you in the insurance, life, non-life, and the reinsurers this afternoon. Next slide, please. So it's not just in insurance where we have had the opportunity to organize the market leaders. One of the oldest work streams that we have is that in fintech, running since 2017. And together with the largest banks, BPI, Unibank, Union Bank, and many others, we have organized ourselves into an association that helps champion payments, lending, banking across the various verticals. 3 years ago, we launched the PropTech Consortium of the Philippines. And in the case of PropTech, we have been able to include a pilot on the digitalization of our payments with Pag-ibig. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Now, could you go back? Thank you. We're very happy. Could we go back, please? Could we go back, please? Thank you. So we are connected to many of the partners in the Philippines, especially the various national line agencies, because we know it's not just the IC that is an important take care of us, but more importantly, we need to be able to ensure the protection of SMEs, of the supply chain, of other aspects of our economy. And we look to the insurance sector to do this for us. Next slide, please. One of the most important things that's happening this year is actually our work in the digitalization of local governments. We have identified 5 areas and 5 pilots. 5 areas and 5 pilots that is intended to actually digitalize various aspects of local government. So from payments to procurement to environment to the SME digitalization, social services such as health tech and also esports, right? Yes, you heard it right, esports, and also including that of transportation, mobility, and logistics. Next slide, please. Now, we can skip this, but this basically shows you that our interconnectivity includes not just the Philippines, but how the Philippines can relate to the rest of ASEAN. Next slide. Now, last year, could you go back, please? We had 5,500 walk-ins over a span of 4 days in a really cute boutique venue called Green Sun. This year, I'm very happy to let you know that aside from so these are the numbers. Last year we had 50 plus partners from all over the world who flew in, 5,500 foot traffic over 4 days, and this year we're going to be launching the Festival of Festivals, and I'd like to present to you the house, and that is going to be in SMX. This is in time for Philippine Startup Week, Invest Philippines Week, and one of the things that I'm really excited to share with you is the fact that number one, we are inaugurating other festivals other than fintech. I know that many of you, for example, in insurance are like, Amor, Rico, Mitch, George, we're not fintech. You are absolutely right and equally deserve your own festival. So we are very, very honored to be working with Plia, Pira, and the reinsurers, and all of you here have a stake in the inaugural Philippine Insuretech Festival, which will go side by side with the Philippine PropTech Festival, with other programs with the DTI, such as inaugural Halal Economy Festival and Invest Philippines Festival, and very proud to say, in the same manner that we have worked towards embedding fintech across our various industries, we are also very, very proud to say that we're also looking to embed insurance across various verticals. And the most recent that we've actually championed is actually sustainability and the climate festival. The climate imperative is no longer a nice to have. Mitch, you might really like this because a lot of what you do is in disaster and risk mitigation. We need to have an almost generative and proactive approach to managing risks. And this goes side by side and hand in hand with sustainability and climate. Let me show you what will happen over the next 4 days. Next slide, please. So these are our 4 areas of focus. First would be in terms of sustainable value chains. The next would be innovative financing. The third would be sustainability and climate. And last but not the least is everything and anything related to the creative economies. Next slide, please. We are going to be running for a week. On day 0, we would like to invite many of the partners and CEOs here for a closed door hosted event with Ayala Corporation in Tower 2. So we have a mini innovation event coming from all over. We have speakers from all over the world. This is a by invite only, but if you are a member of good standing of Plia and Pira, please do let George, Rico, and Mitch know, and we will open our doors for you. Please make sure that your memberships are all updated for Plia and Pira because that will unlock a treasure trove of innovation and technology for you for the week. Day 1 is when we open. And we have an incredible agenda that will feature on day one our ASEAN partners and all the international partners. You'll get a global view of Thailand's digital economy, Vietnam, Singapore, Japan, and North Asia, including Korea and Taiwan, and Indonesia. We also will be featuring all the ASEAN dialogue partners from Canada, Switzerland, UK, Russia, and even the US. So, to give you, if you could not travel this year, we want to open the global gateway to you by listening in on day one. In the evening, many of the partners here of PLIA and PIRA will be recognized in an awards. So please do join us on the evening of the 21st. Day two is when we go on a deep dive into the Philippines. That is November 22. And this is all about local government empowerment, ASEAN digital leaders, and also at the same time, the inauguration of the halal digital economies, the SME digitalization festival, trusted digital governments, and so on and so forth. For many of you, if you would like to do innovation tours and open your office to many of the people who are flying in from all over the world, we will be inviting them during the innovation tours happening all over the Philippines, from Geeks on the Beach in Siargao, all the way down to programs and events that will bring you to Tagaytay for agriculture. And we encourage many of you here to take part. Now, in the case of the Insuretech Festival, we are co-creating and collaborating the agenda with both PLIA and PIRA, and we will be flashing and sharing. So all of you who are members of PLIA and PIRA, you will get a free ticket, courtesy of the associations who are our incredible partners in this advocacy. And so what I'd like to do is maybe pause for now and ask you to block off your dates from the 20th, 21st, and 22nd. And at the same time, encourage you to continue to support three of the associations that have really contributed so much to the digital economy. I thank our partners in PIRA, PLIA, and our reinsurers for all the support that they've extended to the country in building a digital Pilipinas. Mabuhay po kayong lahat. If you have an incredible story to tell and you'd like to speak, please let Mitch, George, and Rico know, and we'll be more than happy to include and consider your agenda. Please also request for your tickets, look out for your inboxes, and make sure your membership dues for PLIA PIRA are all updated. Looking forward to seeing all of you in the first ever Digital Pilipinas Festival. Mabuhay po at maraming salamat. Thank you.
Thank you, Amor. It is fascinating to listen to the growth and development of Insuretech, not only in the Philippines, but also in the ASEAN region. We hope you are all as excited as we are on the initiatives and future projects of Digital Pilipinas, which would not have happened without the support of our partners. Speaking of Digital Pilipinas partners, we would like to call on the first keynote speech from Etica Philippines President and CEO Rico T. Bautista, who is also a co-chair of the Philippine Insuretech and co-founder of Philippine Insuretech and Health Tech Association Incorporated.
Thank you very much, Michelle, for that introduction, and thank you, Amor, for your presentation. Again, very lively, and we are all pumped up, to be there for the festival. Okay, and thank you for that. So at this point, I'd like to give you a brief update on the life insurance industry. So on what's happening and where we are at right now. Considering, again, as had been mentioned, I'm also currently the president of the Philippine Life Insurance Association. So again, I'm representing our company, Etica Philippines, which is the insurance arm of Maybank Group, and we hold a composite license here in our country. So of course, as you know, the Philippine Life Insurance Association is the non-stock non-profit organization of all the life insurance companies in the Philippines. In fact, all life insurance companies are supposed to be member of the PLIA. So maybe just as a glance, according to the penetration rate data that we have as of August of this year, so it's really just less than 2%. And the way we compute for the insurance penetration is that you get the total premium of the industry over the total GDP of the country. And that's, again, in terms of our ability to be able to penetrate the country, I believe we still have a long way to go. And then if you look at what we call the insurance density, that is the ability of individuals to be able to pay for insurance policies, it's only around 2,525. So, and again, I guess this is something that we should be considered, but especially by distributors and insurance companies. In terms of insurance ownership, so again, we would see if we will exclude PhilHealth, there is only 17% as of 2021 data. So only 17% of Filipinos have life insurance policies, again, minus PhilHealth. So just looking at the profile of the life insurance industry, and I will be using the 2022 data. So there are 34 insurance companies in the country right now, 7 with composite license. And as of 2022, so when we look at the premium level, so the industry delivered around 308 billion, but the top 10 players account for 81% of the premium produced by the industry. In terms of the net income, so there were around 33 billion, and 99% have been contributed by the top 10 players in the country. When we look at the comparative life insurance rate and density in the region, so you would look at the penetration rate of the Philippines is really less than 2%. Again, very low as compared to our ASEAN countries. And even the insurance density, and this is what I shared earlier, so again, very low as compared to our ASEAN counterparts. And in our country, majority of the life insurance that we distribute is still via the agency force of around 51%, and only 36% coming from banking institutions. And if you 10% from brokers and direct channel and internet combined of 3%. So that's why insurance penetration rate using technology still there is still a big opportunity for us in the industry. So in the last 5 years, this is what we can see actually in terms of the performance of the industry in terms of premium income. So in 2018 up to 2022, you could see the growth. However, the growth rate actually decreased in 2022. In terms of asset, they continue to grow as well. But again, the growth rate, so they are declining. In terms of the new business APE, so it's the more erratic one. But in 2022, so it increased versus 2021, but the growth rate also decreased. So the net income is also more erratic, but in 2022, so it was negative, even the growth rate. So in the investments, so it continues to grow except in 2022. So the growth rate also is on the negative side. So when we look at the performance of the industry, 2022 versus 2019, so because we're considering 2020, 2021 as the pandemic period. So if we compare our 2022 versus 2019 pre-pandemic period data, so we're actually have grown by 32% already. So 17 companies have produced positive results versus 12 companies who were negative. But in terms of the industry new business APE, so we're still down, and this is where we still need to catch up. Although this year we are already growing in terms of new business APE, it's in the total premium that we are still struggling. So some key challenges in this industry, the readiness on IFRS 17, contestability, something that we're working on, a risk on policy loans, premiums, that they would be used for credit data to be reported to the CIC. So some legislative bills that we're working on, that we might be facing on, I mean, so and potentially restrictive IC revised rules on people with HIV in terms of underwriting. So, but the industry, actually, the life insurance industry has been poised to really go towards digitalization. So there has been a telecommuting app of 2019 that has been that has been distributed to us and it's been launched, and we believe that 2019 kind of sped up the digitalization efforts of the company. So and that's why the Insuretech is also something that the life insurance companies is looking into, whether customer onboarding, customer services, benefit claims, distribution, management. So our own company partnered with Insuretech companies so that we can distribute some of our products, and whether also improvement in our digital customer journey, purchase, claim support, claim, and embedded insurance, easy to buy and opt out, things that we are working on. In fact, we received in 2022 and 2023 so the best Insuretech awards, by some award giving bodies. So, but there are few more things that we will be looking at as far as life insurance industry is concerned. So again, these are some of the things, and I will not mention them anymore. So suffice it to say that there are really a lot of things that we are working on in the industry. And on that note, I would like to thank many of our partners for continuing to believe in the importance of technology, really, because technology is what can help us improve the way we're doing things, and even more reaching out to more clients and more possible clients and potential clients. So I also would like to invite you to the FinTech Festival, the Digital Pilipinas Festival, on November 20, 21, 22, up to the 24th. So I believe that we will be able to forge a lot of very good things into the festival. So again, thank you very much to all of you, and I look forward to seeing you in the festival. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Rico. Ethica Philippines has been truly at the forefront of giving quality insurance products to every Filipino, and we look forward to more collaborations with Ethica Philippines. And now, to share some key insights and discuss important topics related to the current state of non-life insurance in the Philippines, please welcome Sir Michael Reliosa, Executive Director of Philippine Insurers and Reinsurers Association and co-chair of the Philippine Insuretech Festival.
Thank you, Michelle. Good afternoon, friends, and thank you for having me share my thoughts during this kickoff event for the upcoming back-to-back Digital Pilipinas Festival and the Philippine Insuretech Festival. I've actually dispensed with the industry data as the attendees are already in the know. So let me get straight to the point. 3 years ago, when I had a good fortune of meeting with the lady behind all these, and when I say behind, I do not just mean behind because she is front, center, beside, underneath, and on top of all things digital, the indefatigable Miss Amor Maclan. We were actually discussing the operational pain points of the insurance industry. And believe me, there are a lot. Now, the industry is old and venerable, yes, but we are actually a baby when it comes to the technology field. So the clear way forward was to tech up the industry. But at that point, it seemed daunting. It still is, but with a more persistence and patience, the conversation was kept alive in the back burners of the industry, soon to be shoved back front and center in the upcoming festivals. As Rick already mentioned, with the penetration rate of the insurance industry, and this includes life and non-life combined, at about 2% of the country's GDP, it is clear that we have a long way to go. And if you were to ask me how, I would, in the blink of an eye, say that the only way to do this is to digitalize the industry. This will be the only fast and efficient way to reach a wider segment of the populace. Please note, however, that there are other operational areas of the industry that would likewise benefit from technology or digitalization. We have claims processes, we have underwriting processes, training and onboarding of new intermediaries, marketing, policy administration, credit collection and accounting, reporting and monitoring, and regulatory compliance. You name it, there are and will be better solutions for each of these work streams. We aim to deep dive into the various aspects of the digitalization process and hopefully have a roadmap that will guide us forward on this journey. Learn with us. See what solutions or tech tools are already out there on a plug and play basis, or see how new tools or solutions are created from scratch from our tech specialists from around the globe. The key, I think, is dialogue between the techies and the insurers. And there is no better opportunity than in this upcoming festival to start the conversation going. I am thankful for this opportunity to collaborate with both Digital Pilipinas and our life counterpart, the Philippine Life Insurers Association, in making the Philippine Insuretech a reality. And I expect to see you all then. Maraming salamat po at mabuhay ang Philippine Insuretech Festival.
Thank you, Sir Mitch. Now, before our next segment, can you please have a quick photo op including today's speakers, Miss Amor, Sir Rico, and Sir Mitch? Taking the screenshot in 3, 2, 1, smile. All right, one more. 3, 2, 1, smile. Thank you, everyone. We are now at the second part of our session today, the fireside chat. We know that you have been waiting to hear the insights of our leaders today regarding the growth, development, and current trends of Insuretech in the Philippines and the ASEAN region. So to start off, joining us this afternoon in the fireside chat are the following leaders. Please welcome back Sir Rico Bautista and Sir Mitch Reliosa. Both of them are the co-chairs of the Philippine Insuretech Festival. This will be led by Sir John Lumugdang, the Deputy Festival Director of Digital Pilipinas Festival.
Now it's going to be Kirsten. Thank you.
Hi, Michelle. Thank you. Hi, Amor. Hi, Sir Rico. Hi, Sir Mitch. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat.
Magandang hapon
Magandang
din sa iyo,
hapon.
Kirsten.
Hello, guys.
Thank you so much for joining us in this webinar and excite the audience and the participants here coming from the different companies and brands supporting the Insuretech landscape. I would just like to ask this question to start things off. So, knowing that we have different platforms such as Digital Pilipinas in helping push forward the Insuretech and digitalization innovation roadmap here in the country, how would you say that platforms such as this have helped you, both PIRA and PLIA so far? So, Sir Rico, you might want to go first.
Yeah, so and I guess as what has been mentioned, Digital Pilipinas really creates that ecosystem where you are able to look into the other organizations, companies, brands that either would complement what you're doing or maybe be able to help you with what you need in terms of teching up. So a festival like what we will be holding will really be an opportunity to be part of that ecosystem and network with people. So because I believe there is no such thing as one company, one man being able to do things by himself or alone. So you need to be with other people so that you will be able to push forth the things that you should be doing as far as digitalization and taking up is concerned. And for us in Etica Philippines, that's what we have done. We have found partners to be able to push, again, our agenda in terms of digitalization and taking up. And I believe that's the same thing for PLIA in the entire industry, that we are able to really get to know people from different organizations, companies that will help us in our pursuit of technology and digitalization.
Thanks, Sir Rico. How about you, Sir Mitch? Over to
Well,
you.
the story is the same for PIRA actually. Without the help of Digital Pilipinas, for example, there's a big divide between the insurance people, the dinosaurs, and the techie people. See, it's so hard to put them together, but because of you guys, you were able to open avenues for us, and we've got visitors from a lot of the the techie side of things, and they have actually opened up our eyes to a lot of solutions that are already out there. And if the solutions are not readily available, they listen to your pain points and they come up with new solutions. And on our side, all we know is insurance, and we have the slightest idea of what these solutions are. Now, with your help, of course, you made it available to us. So you acted as the bridge, a very important bridge. Another thing I like to add also is the opportunity that you're opening up. I remember in the last FinTech Festival, you put me together with some roundtable discussions, and I remember one roundtable discussion I joined was on agri-tech, and the agri people had scant knowledge about insurance, as I had scant knowledge about the agricultural sector. And the exchange of ideas opened up avenues for both. We were able to introduce the insurers who were able to help them, and vice versa. See, so joining festivals such as this is not only an eye opener, it also opens up a highway of opportunities for all sides.
Hi, Kristen. If I may be allowed,
Go ahead, Amor.
wow, just listening to partners like Plia and Pira. Before I proceed, there's a special shout out that I'd like to make, and that is to Mr. Alan Santos. And it was precisely in the first ever Pira event that I had attended. And I was so sure that Mitch and Alan would never speak to me again, because on stage, I challenged and I said I was going to put you guys on the spot. And I said, let's work towards digitalizing this industry. Alan Santos in his barong nodded and said yes, and I was so sure it was not going to happen. 3 years, Sir, kailan yan? 2019, right? Just before the pandemic.
Yeah, before the pandemic.
It was in Diamond. I would never forget. The mind has a way of really remembering all of these milestones of friendship. Two things that I want the rest of the people here to know, because talk is cheap. Unless there's action, I find talk to be cheap. The reason why we're doing this is because we have so much to learn from the insurance industry in terms of intercooperation. Incredible. As a matter of fact, during the last PLIA event where I sat in, and the secretary of the DICT saw me, she's like, I didn't know you were an insurance girl. I thought you were Digital Pilipinas. I did not correct him because I've learned so much. And you know what? You try to dismiss yourselves as dinosaurs. That is not true. It was actually one of your players here, itago na lamang natin siya sa pangalang Etika, who taught me the learning that you don't have to be fully digital to be truly digital. And it's a matter of openness, and it's a matter of partnerships. And I tell you, the Philippine insurance industry has that by leaps and bounds. So there are actually 5 things that I would just like to reiterate as a matter of our commitment to both PLIA and PIRA. And of course, all of you can access this if you update your membership or upgrade them. So please talk to George and to Mitch. First is take a look at what we can have at the beginning and for 2024. We have a partner, Sir Mitch and Sir Rico and Sir George, wherever you might be, to help offer blockchain solutions for the industry. So as to whether we do it as PLIA, PIRA, or consolidated, we have that option. And during the festival, if you guys are open, we can sign a partnership agreement with this blockchain company called Enchain based in Zug in Switzerland. kita mo yung mga pinagpupunta natin sa Switzerland. Sir Rico, may napapala tayo. So they actually had expressed some solutions now as to whether we do it as free or PIRA, and this comes at no cost to the industry. All we really need is the most valuable thing, which is your time and your support. And like I said, free ticket to members of good standing to both PLIA and PIRA. And of course, there's a discounted ticket if you want more, right? But if you are a member and the official representative of PLIA and PIRA, please just contact Sir George and Sir Mitch for your ticket. Third is cross-border pilots. So this is something that I've already started the motions on. So Indonesia, Sir, Malaysia, game na in. And then, of course, Singapore and the Philippines. We're looking at a couple of pilots. Malaysia and Indonesia are actually leading the charge. We hope to do the same for, so right now it's at the life side. We hope to do the same also on the non-life side. The fourth thing we want to extend and support the industry is being resilient towards challenges. So in other words, if there is an issue that confronts the industry at large, issues or opportunities, let's take them on all together. Digital Pilipinas will be your most hardworking sister and brother, supporting you both. Also, at the same time, if you guys are looking into connecting with technologists, if anyone is trying to sell you a product, don't accept it. That's what I tell George and Rico and Mitch, because any technology that's needed at a certain level has already been rolled out. And you just have to say, Mitch, George, we need a particular technology. Can you knock on the doors of Digital Pilipinas, and we will match you. What will most likely happen, of course, is we will have that technology available to all the members. So this is not a free ticket. This is not a hall pass ticket. So what we will do is we will provide the technologies for free to be shared across the two associations. So let's get that clear. If you need it and it will benefit the industry, just call PLIA and PIRA and we'll be sure to match them. And during the festival itself, sir, we have 50 Indian companies just from India who are confirmed. They were granted visas already. On the 12th, they're actually doing a webinar encouraging more Indian tech companies. So as a matter of fact, we're also inaugurating the Bharat Philippines Technology and Innovation Summit. So all of these technologies, health tech, Insuretech, are all coming in. Please go say hi, find yourself a partner, and from our end, you have our commitment. On a collectivized effort, we will support PLIA and PIRA at no cost. Then we're also eager to look for pilots. I've already had discussions with the NPC, sandbox pilots, the NPC who's currently working with the IC. And I'm just waiting for you guys to be available. Commissioner Aguirre is waiting to discuss with you the details of a sandbox. So hopefully, sir, we could do that also during the festival. Last but not the least, of course, is and this is a very special ask that I have for Mitch and everyone here on Non-Life. Please do help us on the climate and also the agri-tech segment, because I know you've been big champions of championing resilience and preparedness. This is the first time we're inaugurating, together with Commissioner Kelvin of the SEC, a climate and sustainability festival. And I think that insurance will play a very important role. I'm also very happy to let you know that we will be piloting an agri-tech insurance for insuring drones. So if you want agri-tech. So sir, from the time that we met, we talked about agriculture. I dragged Sir Mitch. Sir Mitch was such an incredible contributor for agri-tech, but talk is cheap. And this time around, we're going to be rolling out an insurance for agri-tech products such as drones. So end-to-end solution. It's actually with Pioneer Insurance, and they're looking at rolling out crop insurance plus also insurance for agricultural drones. So not bad for a year, less than a year. Maraming salamat po. I turn it over to Kirsten. I just can't thank these boys enough. Seriously, you're such an inspiration and a joy to work with, because I cannot imagine a more supportive partner than Tia and Pira. Kirsten, over to you before I cry.
Thank you so much, Amor. And knowing that we have those commitments on the line coming from Digital Pilipinas, I would like again to ask both Pira and Clea respectively if what are the key commitments or the key highlights that our audience here and our different insurance and technology communities will be looking forward during the Philippine InsureTech Festival. And I think the first question went first to Sir Rico. Now I think it's your turn, Sir Mitch.
Well, there's a lot to look forward to, really. And the commitments that you have is Pira's in it, 101%. And, for any initiative that's going to benefit our insuring public, we're all for it. They deserve better service for us, and better service is only given or gotten through technology.
Thank you so much, Sir Mitch. We'll be looking forward for the support of PIRA in not only in the upcoming festival, but of course in our pipeline of work here in Digital Pilipinas. Over to you, Sir Rico. How about for Pia?
Yeah, so definitely they will be able to see and hear the developments on the life insurance industry, and they will also be exposed to the technologies that they can actually use for their company or for the entire industry. So there are a lot of exciting technologies that I think that are emerging, and we need to make sure that we are aligned and we know all of these technologies as we move forward. And aside from that, I mentioned earlier the ecosystem, but really the networking. So it's something that they will look forward to because this really adds value into the way they run their company and the way they build their business. So many things to look forward to in the Insuretech Festival.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sir
Sorry,
Rico.
can I add?
Go ahead,
We're
Amor.
also rolling out an Insuretech and a training program for next year. So it'll be the kickoff of our Digital Filipinas Academy. And our partners are incredible scientists from the UP College of Innovation and Insuretech. And the focus on insurance is going to be one of our most important pillars. But we will, of course, pipeline all those trainings through Plia and Pira. So please update your membership.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Amor. And speaking of what we have in the pipeline and what we are looking forward in the future, we would like to ask futuristic questions just to take it up a notch. So in the next 5 to 10 years, how do you see the future of the InsurTech space in the Philippines? And how does partnering with technologists and disruptors in the InsurTech and technology spaces support the growth of the industry to scale and go cross-border? Sir Rico?
Yeah, I actually see two scenarios. One is that there will be more insurtech players, meaning to say new companies that will be emerging using technology. So, and they will really help us in pushing forth the penetration of insurance here in our country. But the second one is that I believe the current players will rely on technology to be able to build their business and for them to grow. Because if they will not, eventually they will cease to exist. So just like, maybe the analogy of the dinosaurs, right? So they were not able to adapt. So, and I think that's what we will be looking forward to. So while new players are coming in, the existing players will continue to upgrade their know-how, their ability, and use technology so that they can also leverage on their strengths in setting up and in building their insurance company. So these are the two scenarios that I'm actually looking for and seeing in the next years to come.
As far as Pia is concerned, actually both Plia and Pira will be attending the ASEAN Insurance Council meetings in December in
Yep.
Vietnam. And if you remember, one of the major thrusts of the ASEAN community would be the economic integration, where there's supposed to be a free flow of goods, people, and services across the different ASEAN countries. And this will only be possible with technology. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm sure technology is going to play the primordial role when it comes to this integration. And there's no way else. It's a one-way street. We're all going that way. So we must digitalize and tech up as soon as possible. And thanks to this festival, that's making that a lot closer, a lot more real and possible.
All
Hi
right.
guys,
How about you one more? Yeah.
I
Thoughts on
have
the
a
matter?
quick I have a quick wish list. Thank you. First and foremost is if both Plia and Pira, together or separately, we would like to be able to bring something to the ASEAN narrative. So if there is something that we could do by way of a technology that originally benefits the Philippines, especially on how we can use smart contracts and blockchain, perhaps we could also offer as you guys go out and present, we'll make sure that we have a framework or something that you can commit, not only for the Philippines, but if either of you are presenting it in in Vietnam in December, maybe there's something that the Philippines can offer. Our theme this year is all about the Philippines as a digital bridgeway to ASEAN. And
Oh,
we want to be seen as a leader, not just as a follower in terms of technology. So if there's anything na pabaon na pwede nating ipadala sa PLIA at PIRA that they can in turn share to the rest of ASEAN, please work with us and count us in helping you bring a potential pilot, a framework, anything that will put the Philippines at the front and center of this fight. Also, the other thing is, and this will be my request, especially to the live and non-live players. My hope is that you guys will recognize equally important members of the digital economy. For
hmm.
example, how do we look at alternative EKYC options? Gamers and gigsters have so much money, but they don't have a digital footprint. So what we're doing on the lending and the fintech side is actually looking at potential alternative credit scores so we can assign banking products, lending products to SMEs who are otherwise unrecognized. If there is some way that we could work with you, for example, how can we use digital footprints, education as a digital footprint, as a means to do a KYC for an introductory product? So we measure people's intent to pay rather than just ability to pay. Is there something that we can do in that regard? Of course, I'm putting my friends again on the spot. You don't have to answer now, but it's
Yeah.
something that we want to be able to help you with, because basically the tools that we have in the banking and lending space, I think could alternatively also be used for insurance.
Yeah.
And then, Mitch, if we could work with you closely on a climate and disaster resiliency agenda, um, let's vote in together. So to bring
Okay.
in, and then I also made lambing to Rico. I never forgot when we were in Switzerland. Sir, is there a way to help lower the premium of those companies who have a net zero aspiration?
Mm.
Right? So there are so many, ang daming requests. Sabi ni Mitch, kaya pala libre, maraming requests na gusto. Opo, kasi marami po tayong pwedeng eksperimentuhan at gawin together. So for
Right.
example,
Right.
many transport, non-life, logistics, many of those industries that are insured by you are some of the biggest contributors to carbon emissions. If there is some way that perhaps we can revisit their onboarding or possibly lowered premiums, if they commit to net zero by 2030, that is something that we'll be more than happy to connect you with other players in the industry who can either provide the technology, the carbon accounting, or even the regulatory permission to experiment and explore. Yun lang po. Maraming salamat.
Sounds good, Amor.
Thank you.
So we'll discuss all of those with We need your help in also inviting the right regulators to listen to us. We'll bring them on the banking side and the security side. But I think who we also need to invite and extend this courtesy to would be the IC, because at the end of the day, they have been super enabling in supporting the industry, which is why it's so palpable in the camaraderie, not just between the two organizations, but in the way you welcome outsider/insiders like us. Maraming salamat po. Mabuhay po ang Philippine insurance industry. Mabuhay po ang PIA. Mabuhay po ang PIRA. You guys are our big brothers and partners in the industry. We are so forever grateful. Salamat po.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Amor. Okay, so to wrap the panel before we do the grand reveal of the small token of appreciation of both Pira and Plia to their communities for the upcoming festival, what's your 180 character tweetable and snackable quote that can help inspire and excite the audience here in the Pira and Plia communities? Ano po yung masasabi natin for them to look forward the festival? Sir Rico?
Twitter, Sir Rico, ano t-shirt mo daw, tsaka Sir Mitch?
Nako. Okay. So, attend the Digital Pilipinas Festival and be amazed by what you will witness.
Pasok, sir. 180 characters. Your turn, Sir Mitch.
Don't be square, be there.
Oh, I love it. Ako, pasok ba to, Kirsten? You don't have to, nakong haba. You don't have to be fully digital, truly digital. Mahaba.
Of course, more. Still tweetable, still snackable. All right, thank you so much to our panel of experts and leaders.
Can we invite everyone to turn on their cameras, especially the attendees, so we can post it? Maraming salamat po. Let's do it because it never happened if we don't have a group feed. Ako, nag-drop off yung ilan nung sinabi video.
You guys have questions on the Q&A.
Try to check the chat.
We have a Q&A. Yes, we are issuing a certificate. So please update your membership in PLIA and PIRA. Can you imagine this entire world of digital technologies opening up at no cost? So please, we do this because of the great support of PLIA and PIRA. So please register with your respective organizations. Thank you.
Okay, I think they're all camera shy. So we need yours.
Walang gusto mag-open. Oh my God. Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Over to you, Michelle, to wrap up the program. Thank you.
What an interesting discussion, everyone. Insuretech truly has a crucial part in addressing challenges of the traditional insurance industry. Thank you to all of our panelists for sharing their views and opinions during the engaging panel. Ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up our program for today. We'd like to thank you for attending today's session, but wait, there's more. As part of our online community here in this webinar, here's a little gift from Plia and Priya family. Their community and our participants can use the exclusive access code PH Insuretech Fest X DPF 2023 to avail a discount if they want to join the upcoming Digital Pilipinas Festival on November 20 to 24, 2023 at SMX Sora BGC. I repeat, the promo code is PH Insuretech Fest X DPF 2023.
We also have a code, right, with Rico and George and Mitch.
Yes, of course, and more. And we are looking forward to see you all at the Philippine Insuretech Festival, which will happen during the Digital Pilipinas Festival and the Philippine FinTech Festival Year 2, happening on November 2024 at the SMX Aura in BGC. For those of you who haven't caught the promo code once again for the last time, PH Insuretech Fest X DPF 2023 for the discounted rate. And we are looking forward to see you at the upcoming Philippine Insuretech Festival. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Have a great weekend. Thank you. Maraming salamat.
Thank you.
Rico, Sir Mitch.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye to all.
Thank you, Sir Rico, Sir Mitch, to the Pure community here. Maraming salamat po.
Bye, everyone. Bye, Amor. Bye, Rico.